Welcome to Ear Biscuits, the podcast where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time. I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link. This week at the Round Table of Dim Lighting, we're talking about some stuff that we've gotten caught for as kids. It's confession time? Maybe a little bit of that. There might be a diagnosis in it for me. You know, sometimes when I talk about things that I've done, people like to turn it into a diagnosis.
That's the fun of the internet.
That may happen.
That's the fun of the internet.
And I guess I'm okay with it because I'm deciding to bring it up, but maybe I'll change my mind.
That's the beautiful thing about the barrier of entry to entertainment being so low at this point in history. People like you and me can be entertainers for a living.
And here we are.
But also, whereas in the past...
Also, people more talented than us, and also people less talented.
Sure, there's some, maybe. But in the past, you would have, let's just say Johnny Carson. He would be doing his thing on the television. You might think that Johnny Carson is fill in the blank. Diagnose him with something. Narcissism? I don't know. What could it be? And you would only do that in the comfort of your living room with your family members if you decided to talk about that.
Right.
And he would never find out about it.
You know, there might be a letter writing campaign, and then it might show up on Entertainment Tonight or something.
Maybe in the late 80s.
But now we're in a situation where Amy Schumer, I just happened to see this, the comedian, said that at first she was getting hate from people for like something about her physical appearance, but then it morphed into her getting a diagnosis for something. Can't even remember what it was. But she like...
You mean like a physical...
Yes, like a physical condition.
That happens a lot of times. People see like a growth on your neck or something. You should get that checked out. That's happened multiple times. I mean, I've been accused of having Marfan syndrome.
Right.
By my father-in-law, but also by the internet. Multiple psychological disorders.
Because you're long and lanky and you've got big eyes?
I don't know. Me and Michael Phelps, I guess.
Did you...
Supreme athletes, I think is
you
what
looked
it is.
into it.
Well, I Googled Marfan syndrome and saw a picture and thought, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it helped Amy Schumer. So maybe you can be helped. Maybe I can be helped.
But that's the point I'm making, is that there's a bright side to this. People diagnosing you on the internet. I'm just trying to find
if they're right.
I'm trying to find a positive angle here. I think I did.
But first, it appears that we owe someone an apology.
Hi, Rhett Link. My name's Jess. I've been a big fan for over 10 years now, and I'm calling to request an apology. Because I struggle with intrusive thoughts sometimes, and the best part about intrusive thoughts is that when they pop up, it's always when you really don't want them to. So the other day, my partner and I were engaging in some activities, and in the heat of the moment, my brain decided it was time to make things weird. And it started playing Rhett's Booty Knot song. So I had to wrestle that thought out of my mind multiple times because it kept coming back. And now I'm afraid that that's going to continue happening during future activities. So again, I'm requesting an apology, and also I'm wondering if anything similar has ever happened to you guys. Anyway, love you both. Thanks for listening.
I think I'm going to refuse to apologize.
It doesn't seem like I'm involved. I do not really understand the problem here. I mean, if you've heard the song, well,
it is one of the sexiest songs around.
I know. It's like it seems like it's perfect for the occasion. I mean, for those who haven't heard it, why don't you just give them a little a cappella?
I'm so tight, so stressed, need someone to rub my chest. Oh yeah, that's the spot. I love the way you love the way you wiggle. I love the way you work my booty knot.
And then the next part is even better for what she's talking about. Put some oil.
Put some oil.
No. It's lower. Your voice goes lower.
Put some oil on my neck. What is it? Back. Give me a two-handed attack. How do you know the words to this?
Because I have sex to this song on a weekly basis.
I've had a really hard week, and I want to rub my feet. It's better when you hear the recorded version. The studio version is better than what I just did. But I think that
so disappointing you don't even remember your own booty knot song. It was the first time you really went solo.
I'm there in the moment. I don't remember songs,
someone's
man.
opinion.
I'm there in the moment, and then I give it to the people.
Why wasn't that on the James and the Shame album, by the way?
It was.
Oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
You have to play it backwards.
That would have been a hell of a bonus track.
Well, James and the Shame lives on. I mean, I'm releasing music this year, so maybe I could have a
bonus track on the CD. Bring back that whole '90s thing.
Or it's just one long track with a bunch of space in it. That's how they did that.
Turns out there was here I am talking about 311. A 311 track from the '90s. It was discovered by the internet like a month ago that there was a hidden track on track before track 1, which is something that is rarely done, and people didn't find it.
Well, how do you do that? How do you find it?
You press play, and then you hit rewind, and it keeps going back, and you get something.
What album?
Can't remember.
Huh. Okay. Thanks for the idea.
Doesn't matter. I don't think it's grassroots.
I'm not going to apologize for this because the BPM, first of all.
It's perfect for sex.
It's the perfect sex BPM.
You're talking about like a 93, 92? Might be 90.
I don't know. I don't know specifically.
Okay, well, take it from me.
But well, there's a range. You don't want to lock into one BPM, and I believe in having a sex BPM that allows for double beats.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, then you're more in like a
because sometimes you want to hit the hi-hat like this.
Double time. You're not gonna do that with a 90 BPM though. You're gonna have to go slower than that. I don't. At your age, not capable.
No, my back's in the best shape of its life.
You're not going 180 BPM, homie.
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
That ain't gonna happen.
So I think that this is not a problem. I think that you should be playing the song out loud so that your partner can also enjoy it.
I mean,
don't keep this in your head. Bring it into the room.
It should happen every time, and you can try the a cappella. Just start singing it.
Well, I think maybe.
Oh yeah, and use that voice, Rhett's fake Lil Jon voice.
I think we should probably release the instrumental version though, because I do understand that my voice may be a little bit distracting because I don't want you to be thinking about me. I don't want you to be that distracted. And so I think if maybe you just hear the instrumental, you can understand the beauty of the song and what it really offers. I mean, what's the BPM of Pony?
Yeah.
I'm so tight, so stressed.
Slower.
It's a little slower. It's a little slower.
I'm saying it's 85.
Well,
you looking this up?
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a range.
It says it's simultaneously 71 and 142.
See, that's
depending on where.
There it is, Rhett. That's it. 71.
I'm not going to argue with that.
That's the sweet spot for the double spot.
That's really slow though. 71. I mean, I know 142 is really, really fast.
But still achievable. That's it. I'm glad you brought that up. That's the one right there. Next time, this is your solution if you don't want booty knot in your brain. Play Genuine in the room. Matter of fact, play any song in the room and you will not hear another song in your head. It's very hard, if not impossible, to do that.
What's the name of that Victoria Monet song? Talks about
On My Mama? Or the one where she's talking about her titties bouncing?
Either.
Both. Any Victoria Monet song.
What's the BPM of, is it On My Mama?
Yeah.
Look up that.
We're talking BPMs today if you're just joining us.
No one just joins the podcast.
Every song that I have in my collection.
153.
See, so half that.
Yeah, see, so I was gonna say, I just feel like
we're talking
71 is so slow.
That's it right there.
You know, a lot of times I start
77 is not slow.
That's what ironically, a lot of times when I'm writing a song, I intrinsically, and I don't know why I do this, but I start at a 77 BPM. Like when I write all my music just on my guitar, just me and a guitar. But then when I go into, a lot of times I start on a 77 because it's the year of my birth, and it feels like there's something significant about that.
You don't want to do that for every song.
No, of course not. But what I have found is that me and, what is her 76, 75?
77.
Oh, she is 77.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what year she was born. I'm sure she's younger than me. But anyway, it's a good BPM, and I think it's better because I think that the 71, if you just go into single thrusting on the beat, is too slow, and it gets a little awkward.
Yeah, I disagree. I think it is perfect.
Do you know how slow? Time. Yeah, it's perfect for the double, but if you go single, it's too slow.
It forces you to pace yourself, Rhett. Too slow for you may not be too slow for your partner. You know?
You always don't have to be on the beat, too. Sometimes there's bridges and stuff. Personal bridges.
Well, we're talking as if it's all going to happen within one song, but let's hope there's a second song.
Sometimes.
Maybe a third song.
Depends on what night of the week it is.
And then you want the BPM to increase a little bit.
If it's a school night, sometimes it needs to be one song.
And, well, then I would go with Booty Knot.
That's a short song.
Exactly.
Repeated, maybe.
It's everything.
Maybe once.
It's everything you'll need. And so I think we should revamp this, and you should be given you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing to you. I want to say you're welcome for bringing this song into the world and bringing it directly into your bedroom.
In your brain. Intrusive thoughts, just to have a little moment about that, can't relate. Don't have any intrusive thoughts. Never had one. Don't know what you're talking about. Now, extrusive thoughts. I have a lot of those. So maybe for a split second, they're intrusive.
But then they come out.
But then they extrude. Like that thing that you put Play-Doh in and then you push down the top and then it comes out in different shapes. That's how I communicate. Like smushing Play-Doh out.
Okay,
it's like, what shape am I going to get now?
That explains a lot.
What color is going to come out now? What if we mix these two? What if I throw another thing in there?
But to complete the analogy, you don't actually have access to what the shape is on the other side until it comes out.
I don't, I'm on the back. I'm on the back side pushing.
I'm
back here pushing.
Like, oh, it's a star.
Yeah.
It's time to take your nutrition to the next level. Meet Huel, that's Huel, the global complete nutrition brand trusted by over 400 million people.
Their Black Edition ready to drink is a total game changer. A complete meal in a bottle that's high in protein, low in sugar, and packed with all the nutrients your body needs to feel and perform at its best.
And right now, new customers can try it for 15% off, plus a free gift using our exclusive offer at huel.com/ear.
For me, mornings can be chaos. I'm out the door in minutes, then coming back in, looking for my keys, then going back out, then coming back in, looking for something else, and I don't have time to whip up a balanced meal. That's where Huel Black Edition comes in. It keeps me full, energized, and focused so I can tackle whatever the day throws at me after just grabbing it out of the fridge.
Huel is designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs, perfect for your most inconvenient meals with no prep or cooking required.
I love that. The Black Edition ready to drink packs 35 grams of protein and 27 vitamins and minerals in a delicious milkshake-like bottle. Try it now with 15% off plus a free gift at Huel.com/ear.
That's 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with our exclusive offer at Huel.com/ear.
Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Are you tired of figuring out what's for dinner night after night, especially on those busy weekdays? Well, get dinner done the easy way thanks to HelloFresh. HelloFresh's new ready-made meals go from your fridge to your fork in just 3 minutes. It's the same high-quality ingredients and restaurant-worthy flavor you expect from HelloFresh, just with none of the work. And their lineup of prep and bake meals come together with minimal mess and only 5 minutes of prep, so your oven does most of the work, not you. Thinking of new meals every night takes a toll on whoever is cooking, so it's nice to get a break and have a meal idea sent right to you, especially one that tastes good and you can make super quickly, like these 20-minute meals. There's a pork sausage rigatoni with zucchini that I really can't wait to try. It also means trying new things you might not have thought to even make. And the less time my wife and I spend at the grocery store, the better, honestly. And we got a special URL for you to get a deal. You can get up to 10 free meals and a free high protein item for life if you go to HelloFresh.com/ear10FM. That's ear10FM, FM's for free meals, so you can remember it. I'll say it again, HelloFresh.com/ear10FM. 1 item per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/ear10FM. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Next question.
Hey, Rhett Link. My name's Alex, and I was just listening to your newest episode of Ear Biscuits where you were talking directly to shoplifters, and as a shoplifter, I'm going to respond. I specifically shoplift only from stores that, like, put a lot of money towards, like, really awful policies that I disagree with, like conversion therapy and stuff. So I think it's more ethical to shoplift from Hobby Lobby than to not do anything at all. Or Chick-fil-A, I don't know. I will always take things from them. Or like any chain, like there's the saying, if it's a chain, it's free reign. So I'll put like Applebee's cups or little saucers into my purse after I'm done eating. I think that's fine.
Okay, well.
And a little thrilling, isn't it? It's not like you're not getting anything out of this.
Without necessarily endorsing what Alex has laid out, I will say, on a planet, let's just be real for a second.
Okay, and we are on one.
On a planet in which there are approximately 8 billion people, is that what we're up to now? Oh, you don't know. 8 billion people. If I'm not mistaken,
I don't know.
8 individual people have more wealth than the bottom 4 billion people on the planet. If I'm not exactly right, I'm approximately right. 8 individual people have the combined wealth of half of the people on the planet.
That's wild.
Is that sustainable? Is that moral?
Sustainable?
Is that right? What would you do?
Is Hobby Lobby one of those
I
people?
think our friend Rainn Wilson may have talked about this in his book, so I'm going to give him credit for this.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, so be it. But like, sometimes it is useful to picture how an alien would think about a situation. Like if we went to a planet and we observed that that was the case on another planet, we would be like, well, something's not right about that. Like, so how did that happen? That doesn't seem ethical, right?
Yeah.
And so I understand the sentiment. I'm not saying that the Hobby Lobby guy is one of those 8 people, But what I'm saying is that
don't think he is.
If you want to get your panties in a wad about people saying things like what Alex is saying here, where maybe you should shoplift from corporations that you disagree with, before you do that, what is your answer to the first thing that I said? How do you feel about the morality of that reality? Of the fact that 8 billion people, 8 people own more than half of the world.
So you're saying if you're not happy with that, that gives you license to steal?
No, I'm saying that if you're unwilling to recognize the unethical nature of that reality, you can't say shit about somebody shoplifting.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
What if you're like law enforcement?
I'm not.
Okay, you're saying.
And also, I will say,
public discourse.
I will say again, not endorsing.
We gotta have a little order here in society.
I'm not endorsing, but I will say, Hobby Lobby doesn't have barcodes because they think that barcodes are the mark of the beast, or something like that, and so they might not have one of those things that catches you as you go out the door. I don't know.
Easy target.
Because how would they keep track of what it is?
Which has barcodes.
No, but maybe they do have the little tags. But if it's a little wooden birdhouse and you don't see one of those things on it, it's probably not going to be caught as you go out the door. Again, I am not endorsing this. I'm not encouraging it. I'm just making an observation.
Well, I'll approach this from a purely practical perspective. Most of what you're going to find in a Hobby Lobby it's like cheap wood and it's jagged and there's like, I don't know. It's like, it's not the smoothest stuff. And if you're jamming this stuff down your pants, as shoplifters do, I mean, I think you might be hurting yourself. They got those like alligator clips on the back of everything, all the dumb stuff that you can hang on your wall. It's just like, oh yeah, the alligator clip will like hang on that nail on your wall in your kitchen so that your sign that says kitchen will help you understand that you're in your kitchen. But if you put that kitchen sign down your pants,
it might get caught on your foreskin.
Alligator clip might get caught on your foreskin.
Yeah.
And if you're circumcised,
that's why I don't have a foreskin.
It might get caught
so I can shoplift
on the actual like
I got circumcised. You heard it here. I got circumcised so I could shoplift Hobby Lobby.
It's even worse.
And again, I don't actually
you're not hearing me. It's worse.
I don't do that.
Circumcised people, it's harder for them to shoplift alligator clipped items.
It's harder?
It's more painful, yeah.
When circumcised?
Oh, yeah.
But the foreskin is there if you are not circumcised.
It's protection.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want the alligator clip to catch the foreskin and not the actual glands.
Yeah. Man, I wish I wasn't circumcised sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to just, like, grab all that skin and just put, like, a clothespin on it and then just see if I could make it pop off.
The clothespin?
Yeah.
Well, you can reverse your circumcision. You've seen How To with John Wilson. We watched that episode together.
Yeah.
There is a movement.
Yeah, but that's via stretching.
Well, I stretch every morning. I could just add
one more stretch.
I could just one more stretch. I am now, by the way, I'm already with every morning stretch, I'm now hooked up to a machine of sorts because in my quest, my continual quest for eye health, I'm doing the warm compress, but now I've got a device that is USB powered that like warms up my eyes in the morning and the night. And in the morning, I was like, I don't have any time beyond what I've already committed to. Mm-hmm. So now I do my stretches essentially blindfolded with my eyes being heated.
And tethered.
And I could just attach something to my penis and stretch my foreskin.
Oh, God.
I could have what I'm saying is at this point, I'm tethered to something. I could be tethered to something else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I need to consult my wife, though. I don't know if she wants a foreskin. I don't know if she wants me to shoplift, actually.
You know what I would be willing to do?
Yeah.
Help you with this.
Okay.
I know where your bedroom is in your house. Just drape a string out that window, and then
I'm not gonna have you pulling a string that's attached to my dick.
And then I'm gonna be down there.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna be down there in the driveway.
You are so.
I'm just gonna be yanking on that string a little bit.
You're the most aggressive. Your hands are
String
so
yanker.
aggressive. Everything you do, you eat aggressive, you pet dogs aggressive, you grab things aggressively. You don't have any like tact or smooth or chill with the way that you move things around.
Oh, no. My DJing
so I'm
skills
never
is helping
gonna
me with that.
let you touch a string that is attached to my body in any way, and much less my dick. So if I'm gonna stretch my foreskin, I'm doing it on my own.
Well, I'm the one who wants to do it. Why are you getting in on my thing?
We can both stretch our foreskins.
I'm not stretching it. I'm getting skin grafts.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I wonder if I'm going to tell my kids if like any grandbabies I have, any grandboys, to not circumcise them.
I think it's their decision. Leave it up to them.
Yeah, but I can weigh in. I'll be like, well, it's like I want you to realize a dream that I've never experienced.
The problem is,
and I'll give you a clothespin every year.
Well, the problem is there's still a stigma. You know, there's still this.
Oh, I think the word you're looking for is smegma.
That's good. People still culturally, like if you draw an erect penis, if you draw one, it's circumcised. You know what I'm saying? Like when people.
What do you mean an erect? An erect one, it doesn't look that different.
If you draw like a dick and balls, like if you said,
yeah.
If you just instructed the average person on the street, can you draw an erect dick and balls?
But don't say if it's even more obvious when it's not engorged. So let's say draw just like a flaccid. Can you just draw a
penis?
A flaccid one.
They're gonna draw a circumcised one. Most people will. I mean, of course, we have a bias being where we're at.
Yeah, right.
This probably wouldn't happen in other parts of the world.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that, like, you know, we send a lot of media out into the world. We have a lot of influence here in this country.
Yeah.
And so I think in order to get more people to be okay with the foreskin, you're going to have to start drawing more foreskins. How do you make a foreskin more acceptable? You got to put it in people's conscience.
You got to put it in more drawings.
So to those of you who draw dicks in bathroom stalls.
Yeah, there you go.
To those of you who draw dicks in abandoned homes.
Right.
And also a lot of you draw large murals of women with their legs spread, which I saw a lot of that as a child.
Don't change anything.
Yeah, keep doing that. But if you're going to draw a dick on a wall, on a stall, on a ball,
sheathe it up.
Make sure it has a foreskin. If we're going to change the cultural conversation around this.
Put a dangly balloon all the way around it.
Yeah. This is about changing the perception. You know, this is a PR campaign, a penis rebranding campaign. PR.
Yep.
You know?
There you go. And if you have the power of creating pamphlets, go for it.
I think everyone has that power now. Most people.
And if you can get your pamphlet in some sort of doctor's waiting room, or maybe we need a street team of people delivering like PR pamphlets, and you know what I mean, to PR to the ER. How about that? Penis rebranding in the emergency room, waiting room.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just saying, doctor's office, PR, ER, kind of rolls off the tongue.
People are not really open and susceptible to advertising at the ER. That's not usually a pamphlet environment.
Oh, really?
This is more of a regular doctor's
like well visit.
Primary care physician.
Okay. All right. So, I think we answered your question.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but
definitely.
I'm sure we did.
Definitely.
Hey, Rhett. Hey, Link. It's Aiden from Arkansas. I just wanted to call and ask you guys a quick question. Recently, me and my girlfriend were telling each other stories about how, we got caught doing certain things when we were kids, like sneaking out, indulging in drinking and stuff like that. And I wanted to know, do y'all have any good stories about like getting caught with anything like that when y'all were younger and still lived in North Carolina? So yeah, if you could have any stories, that'd be awesome. I'd love to listen, and love you guys. Bye.
Getting caught sneaking out drinking. There wasn't much sneaking out. I mean,
not really.
There was only one time that I snuck out, and it was that time that we went to the beach with my dad's side of the family.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were down there in Myrtle Beach, and we were hanging out, and we met these girls, and then we were like, let's meet up later and go to play putt-putt. We played the putt-putt, and me and the girl that I was kind of sidling up to, we hit it off, and
you mean the pretty one?
Well, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah. And the girl, she was from Ohio, but the other girl, let's call her Martha.
Okay, I can safely say I do not remember her name. Boy, I remember her face though.
So later that night, when we had arranged to sneak out to meet up.
Well, you had arranged. I made no arrangements.
You didn't.
I was not about to sneak out for that.
Which made it a lot safer. It's like here I can't believe that I snuck out alone because you weren't. I can't believe I went through with it when you weren't willing to go out. I mean, I would have thought that I would have stayed because I'm skittish.
Yeah.
I'm so skittish.
I'm proud of you.
I know. It's like the only time I've ever done something. That's like probably the riskiest, wrongest, like classic kids thing that I've done is sneak out. And I'll tell you, for the longest time, I regretted that decision.
Huh.
But now I don't.
Oh, okay, good. And but you shouldn't.
And I don't.
And I don't.
But for the longest time, I did.
Right.
Because
I do not regret not sneaking out. Just so we're clear. Poor girl.
It was awkward when I showed up and it was just me and.
Oh, she was also there?
Yeah, she was still there.
Okay. Did she go back inside?
She went back inside.
Okay.
And we went out to the beach and just hung. We just hung out.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that we haven't.
Mischievous. I didn't get caught.
Talked about.
I did not get caught for that.
Right. You didn't get caught. Well, the classic example of us being caught is
the administrative building.
8th grade. Maybe summer before 8th grade. All I know is I was 14 because I did end up getting spanked for this. as my last spanking as a 14-year-old 6'4" boy being spanked by my 5'9" father.
And what was the configuration?
Configuration, me bending over.
The back of the couch, right? That's how I remember the story.
Dude, I think it was either over the couch or over a bed or whatever. It was,
you had to bend over the back of the couch.
It was, it was very controlled. But let's talk about the events that led up to that. So, we're just boys.
8 hours earlier.
We are on the Campbell University campus in Buies Creek, North Carolina. We're trying to have some fun during the summer, the waning hours of the summer.
It's boring.
And one of the things that we would do is we would wander around.
So we do some exploring.
The campus and go into different buildings. And of course, when you get into a building, one of the first things you think of, if you're really thinking, is how do you get on top of this building?
Yeah.
And there are ways. Usually it's the stairwell. You take it to the top, and then there is like a little hatch.
Yeah, there's like a metal ladder and then a hatch in this case.
And they had left it open.
Well,
unlocked.
I remember doing is the coast clear? Like you could see through the door that led into the stairwell. It was like the fire escape, Well, it was only like 3 stories. 2 or 3 stories.
3 stories, but it was summer.
People would use it, but
not a lot of people.
I remember that there was a secretary that we could see at certain points, and I was like, okay, go, and then you went up the ladder and popped that thing open.
And then we get to the top, and all of a sudden we're like, holy shit, this roof is just covered in rocks.
White rocks.
Like white.
It's a flat roof.
White, round, pebblish. Rocks.
Very throwable.
But not too small, like about like that, like half the size of a golf ball.
Yeah.
And
it fit great in your hand, and when you got them in your hand, then you just felt like just rearing back and letting it go.
And we did that.
Yeah, just start throwing them off the.
We were tossing them
the roof
onto the street. Now, ironically, right across the street from the road was the church that we went to.
Yeah.
It's like we can like see the church, like we can see like the physical manifestation of God's judgment.
Right. It's like we're looking
right
at God
there in our field of view,
looking at us.
But we were like, well, God, we're not throwing it at cars. We're throwing it like right before a car.
Yeah.
Or right after a car.
Yeah, we're not throwing it at windows.
We weren't trying to hit a car. We were like,
or pedestrians.
Let's scare somebody a little bit. Let's scare them with a little rock.
Yeah. And maybe on the walking path.
Yes.
A little tinkle on the walking path.
As a summer school student is walking by, let's just 5 feet in front of them, little pebble. Oh, where did that come from?
And then you kind of get down.
Is it raining rocks again? Making people go crazy. That was what we were trying to do.
Yeah, just wow. Just create bedlam. It wasn't like we discussed it, I'm sure. We just did it. It was just like, it's just like now
you
we're
don't
up
talk
here.
about that.
It's like if you're walking by a pond, you start throwing rocks in the pond. Are there fish in there? Are you disturbing them?
A little bit.
Is it something they would want? Probably not. But are you doing it mindlessly? Yeah.
It's not something they would choose.
Yeah, I think that's what we were doing. Just mindless height entertainment.
But no actual property damage, except for maybe the lack of rocks on the roof.
And so what was Big Man's name who came up the path?
Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. Yeah. Real name. He was a big man, Johnson.
He worked in the admin building there.
I think he came out. Yeah, he came out of the building, turned around and
looked up at us.
And we probably ducked, but it seemed to be a little too late because I do remember him speaking to us.
Maybe saying our names?
Yeah, saying get down. So we got down.
Did we got down and did we run into him?
No. We got down and we thought we got away. We did get away.
Yeah, we never had an interaction.
We didn't have a confrontation with anybody.
Well, I did. When I got home, and my dad said, "You got something to tell me?"
Your dad knows Mr. Johnson.
Well, my dad works.
He worked together.
In the law school. Not together. My dad worked in the law school, which was
loosely
next door to the administration building. You got something to tell me. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm sure it was no.
Yeah. What else could it have been? Yeah, I was throwing rocks off the building. It's like, why?
And honestly, I thought we had done such a good job of covering our steps that when he said that, I wasn't immediately in fear that he knew. Because he had to explain it to me. He's like, well, Mr. Johnson stopped by today and told me that he saw you and Link on top of his building throwing rocks.
Just showering rocks down a little bit.
Onto the street. Is that true? Yes.
Yeah, that
was probably the extent of the discussion.
Yeah. You just like bend over the couch.
And then there were, different time. I have a 16-year-old. And when he was 14, I was not doing this to him. Different time, different generation.
But it was a protocol.
I'm 47 years old.
It was a protocol that you understood.
Yep. And it was metered and it was controlled, and it was not done in anger. It was just the policy.
Yeah.
And I received it in grace. And it was less about the physical, sure, it stung a little bit. It was much less about that, and it was more about the humiliation of it. It was more about the you shouldn't be doing this kind of shit, boy. And you know that.
You also got grounded.
I guess. I don't remember.
You had to have, because I got grounded. And the only reason I got anything, because I did not get a spanking from my mama, was because my mama, you talked to your mama, and your mama had talked to your daddy. So
you got told your mama. Always got watered down punishments from my family.
So and what was being grounded? I probably didn't really. She probably said I was grounded, and then
what? Yeah, what were the consequences?
I don't recall ever experiencing being grounded. You know,
come to think of it, I don't really know what grounding was for me either. Like, it wasn't like we had anything we could
Nintendo
do.
Or going out. Like, there were things you weren't allowed to do things. Like,
maybe.
For a week you weren't allowed to.
Couldn't go to Cary to watch a movie at the Waverly Place.
Well, we weren't that old yet. We were 14.
So we couldn't even do that anyway.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to.
Have fun. Couldn't go over to Campbell and watch the student movie in D. Rich Auditorium.
Yeah. But the other thing that I would get caught for, and this is different, but when I heard the word caught, it made me think of this thing. And I think I may have told you about this before. Tell me if you know I did this. And this is when I was younger, like early memories. Like, I would get caught at my nanny's house, especially outside in the backyard, just squatting down, trying not to poop.
What? Squatting down, trying not to poop?
Yeah, that's what I did. I would squat down. I'd be like, "Oh, I got to poop," instead of doing, I would just drop down. I would drop down and just try not to poop.
When you could just go inside and poop in the bathroom?
I really didn't want to do that. And I don't remember exactly why.
You didn't want to poop at somebody else's house?
I certainly didn't want to, had a hang up about pooping at other people's places, but like Nanny's house was like a second home. It's like,
she probably had one of those soft toilet seats like all grandmas have?
She didn't have one of those that was like you sit on it, goes, because it got a little hole in it at some point.
I got to get one of those.
Somebody sat down too hard and then it busted.
I'm going to be 50 in 3 years. I got to get one of those.
Yeah, you can get them in all types of colors. You can get it to match your wallpaper. You can get it to match your tile. You can get it to match your ass.
I'm not going to get a flesh-colored one.
Well, why not?
My wife's an interior designer. She doesn't want a flesh-colored toilet.
Well, it's just the seat, and it is mushy. It's like it's made from human skin. That's what you can tell people.
Okay.
My toilet seat is made from human skin. But the cadavers, they were already dead. They weren't killed to make. Right. We're not killing people to make toilet seats. But yeah, I did not want to take a crap. Anyway, I never took a crap at school. You know, even when we were in like third grade, by the time we went, the story of me not crapping all week at camp. Like,
right.
I had this fixation with not crapping anywhere except at home, and it went all the way to my grandma's house.
It's called anal retentive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the diagnosis.
You're retaining your anal.
I never knew why I was doing it, but I was just compelled to do it or not do it. And it was a bit embarrassing to why did I squat? I guess so I could put the heel of my foot up my ass.
I'm about to say, it makes it worse if you squat. Usually standing up against a
tree
or
to say
something.
It. Like you want to stand up straight and clench your cheeks is what I would think. But I'm young. I'm not consulting with anybody about this.
It definitely didn't ask
me. What's the best way to not poop?
Now listen, I didn't like to poop at school and rarely did. Pooping at school, talk about that is no seat like that. It was green and hard.
It was green? I thought it was one of those black toilet seats with the white. The toilet was white, but the seat was black.
I think in my mind, the toilet was it like a mint green?
It wasn't,
but I think it was the
At
stall.
Buies Creek Elementary?
I think the stall and the floor was mint green, but it just all.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go in there.
Yeah, the stalls were kind of.
I never went like.
And the tiles were brown.
I was at Buies Creek Elementary School from 1st grade to 8th grade.
Oh, I never pooped, ever.
I probably pooped 5 times total, and this is a complete guess.
I was a master at not pooping, man.
Well, sometimes you just can't help yourself.
Nope, I could always shove my heel up my asshole.
Oh God,
if I had to.
So I understand that.
So here I am outside, behind a tree at my nanny's house, squatting down, trying not to poop, and it's embarrassing to get caught. Link, what you doing? What you doing? Just looking. I'm inspecting this root system.
You wouldn't tell your grandma used to chew up food for you and give it to you.
That was Nana. That was the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nanny wouldn't do that.
You would have pooped at her house, though, right?
Maybe I was a little more likely to poop at Nana's house because I would stay there a lot longer. Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, I remember pooping at Nana's house. But I really had a hang up.
This sounds like a conversation for you and your therapist, which I guess you probably have already had.
No, I'm not talking to my therapist about not pooping.
Really? This seems like hold on. This is fundamental childhood formation stuff.
I'm not comfortable enough to talk about that with anybody except the open internet.
You do talk to your therapist about this.
I know. I mean, I haven't brought that up specifically.
Oh, we'll try it tonight or whenever you have it.
It is tonight.
Try it. Be like, you know what? Today on the podcast that thousands of people listen to, I talked about the fact that my that I wouldn't poop as a kid. Let's talk about that.
I'm not going to use a catchphrase from our other show.
Well, I was actually just literally saying it.
That's the beauty of it. You find yourself saying it. It's like marketing.
You ever get caught whacking off?
No, I don't think. I think that my mom would have just acted like she didn't see me. I do remember the one time that I had the Victorias. I was getting picked up by, I've told you this. I was getting picked up by Holly and Heather to go to a church thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Upperclassmen women picking me up. And I was just like, Mom wasn't at home, and I was sitting on the couch in the living room. And my mom had this like basket of magazines by the couch. And
I remember the basket.
You remember the basket?
Yeah.
In the basket
Come to
was
think
porn.
of
It was nothing but porn.
Your couch had a little bit of a...
Yeah, it did.
Like the couch in your house at the time of the basket was very vinylish.
Yeah.
It was navy with like a little pattern on it.
Yeah.
It was made out of toilet seats.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a toilet seat couch.
Right. Our toilet seats are made out of human flesh, and our couches were made out of toilet seats.
You had a couch that you could have masturbated on and cleaned up really easily.
Yes. And
is that what it was for?
I guess so, yeah.
You never took advantage.
So I'm sitting on this couch and I'm grabbing not pornography, but the closest thing I believe the Victoria's Secret magazine.
It's close enough. It's at a certain age.
She would get that. Why would she get that? And why would she just leave it?
Because she was a woman who wanted nice brassieres.
Yeah.
Can you blame her?
In the back of the Victoria's Secret magazine, the underwear got lacier.
Oh yeah.
And skimpier and strappier. And I'm getting back to that part of the magazine.
That's all it takes sometimes.
And lo and behold, time flies when you're having fun. And then, but I wasn't having all the fun yet.
Okay.
I was starting to have the fun.
You knew that they were on their way.
And then they showed up early. And then I'm like, oh crap, they're here. And I'm like, and you're like in this panic mode. So like, I run out the door and get in the car and realize that I've left this Victoria's Secret magazine just splayed out on the couch.
And so you said, hold on a second.
I left something in the house. I'm pretty sure I did this.
Okay.
And I went back inside and stashed it away, but that was a close call.
I'm sure you said, I can only imagine the kind of reason that you would come up with in the heat of the moment.
I had so much.
As a 14-year-old.
I had a lot of, I guess it's shame as a kid. I would sneak into my mom's bathroom and take her tweezers and pluck my eyebrows, like my unibrow. Once you told me that I couldn't shave it, I had to pluck it. But I was so embarrassed with my own mother, which has, the sweetest woman ever. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me. That I was just embarrassed for her to know that I plucked my eyebrows, much less whack off on our couch. So I was very afraid of getting caught. I still am, by the way.
I did not.
So maybe I should talk about this tonight.
You're still afraid of getting caught masturbating?
No, just getting caught just getting caught in general, for nothing. I frequently have.
And you haven't talked about this with your therapist?
Oh yeah, I talk about this,
okay.
The shame, guilt thing, and the inexplicable, feeling guilty for nothing is a familiar feeling to me. But anyway.
Well, it is a statistical miracle that I was not caught masturbating.
You never got caught?
I mean, talk about dodging a bullet.
You were probably smart about it. You're a strategic thinker. You're forward thinking.
Yeah, but I was so high volume.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What is this, sex temper? What's happening to us?
I don't know. Just freewheeling boys. Just being honest about it.
Never once got caught.
Never. I was smart about it.
Here I am in the living room. Of course, I'm not smart about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
I'm sure I did not have the frequency you did.
That's probably true as well.
By any means.
Yeah, never got caught. I mean, I'm sure there were, first of all, always lock the door. Always lock the door, right? I mean, I also had a brother.
Oh.
I had a sibling.
Older brother.
Yeah. And we did not discuss any of this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, this was an 80s brotherhood situation.
Yeah.
This wasn't like modern day brotherhood where you talk about things.
Yeah.
This was 80s. You never talk about anything emotional. The dog never comes inside. There's a lot of things that you got to understand about how we come up.
Right. Spankings.
But I guess I was just pretty crafty because I definitely never. There were stints when I got very guilty. Trust me. I struggled with the guilt because I was also a very, very committed Christian who thought that what I was doing was wrong the entire time.
Yeah. Is there anything
that would
that
slow
you
me
got?
down a little bit.
Did you ever get caught for anything else that you remember? Holding a poop behind a tree, perhaps?
Never.
Come on, throw me a
I was more likely to get caught pooping
than
not pooping. I don't know. I've said this. I'm not a criminal, but I would make a good one.
Yeah, you'd make a good criminal.
I think I could get away with stuff without getting caught.
Yeah. Not me so much.
But
you could talk me into anything.
Yeah.
I'd be quite an agent.
But I'm not a criminal. I don't have a criminal mindset.
Good. That's good.
Maybe sometimes I wonder if it was a missed opportunity. Because I feel like,
which is why we're telling people to shoplift.
When I start thinking,
bit.
You start thinking about things
just a little birdhouse.
You watch so many movies about people trying to engineer the perfect crime or get away with something, and then I'm just I'm watching them make mistakes, and I'm like, why did you? That was easy to anticipate.
Yeah, anticipation is a thing that requires more effort for some than others.
Huh. You're not much of an anticipator.
No, it takes a little more effort.
That's why it was hard for you to hit a baseball.
Exactly.
But you were great at getting hit by one.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's just a reaction.
Right, okay.
Total reaction.
Okay, it's all making sense now.
Let's hear one more.
Hey, Rhett Link. It's Deirdre, huge fan. I have a really important question for you. So
Okay.
this is a question one of my friends posed to me. Would you rather give up sex or give up the sun?
Okay.
So sex includes anything past like a peck kissing. And the sun means it's not always night. It can be day, but you never truly see the sun. It's never sunny. It's like always cloudy and dark. For me, I would give up the sun and keep sex. But a lot of people have said the other thing. So let me know what you guys think. Bye.
It was all leading to this question today.
Yeah, I know. Here we are, backing into sex. Or sun. Maybe we're just about to talk about the sun and how great it is a whole lot.
The sun is great.
And maybe that's what we're about to do. The sun gives you vitamin D, but there's other ways to get that D.
Oy.
It's a mood booster. You know, visited Vancouver and I was like, is it like this all the time? Because it's a bit dreary. Pacific Northwest, not really for me either, you know, it's kind of.
But when the sun comes out, it's beautiful up there.
And people appreciate it, but it's like 2 months out of the year or something. So it does have a psychological impact, but so does not the hanky-panky happening, you know? I'm choosing sex. I'm adopting the life of the vampire. You know, I can still get in a tanning booth, right? Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The technology.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in like a
simulation. The simulation of the sun at this point. You've got red light therapy. You've got all kinds of things where you can like.
But the
meet
simulation
those
for
needs.
sex though is
that's for crossing the line. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you're going to masturbate, as we've already talked about, well, that's sex.
Oh. Yeah.
Right? Or well, that wasn't specified.
Self-sex. It's not good enough, I'll tell you that. It's not good enough.
Well, I definitely agree with that.
So one of us needs to choose the sun, and it needs to be you.
Well, here's the thing. I don't like to think about this, but it just seems inevitable. When you get to be a certain age, and trust me, I am not at that age. But when you get to be a certain age, people stop caring about sex. It's just, now there are some people who are like, you know, if you watch National Geographic or TLC or whatever, maybe every once in a while there'll be like a 95-year-old couple that's getting it on every once in a while.
On National Geographic?
I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't watch cable.
Is there like a old people show that they treat like wildlife?
All of the channels became other things, okay? For all I know, National Geographic has got
old people having sex.
I don't know. Sure it does. TLC, you know what it stands for? The Learning Channel.
Yeah, well, everything.
And think about what it became.
I can't actually say what it became.
Exactly. So I'm just saying the labels don't matter.
What does HGTV stand for?
Home and Garden.
Well, okay, that checks
And I think
out.
they've stuck pretty true to that.
Okay.
They don't have any old people having sex on that channel. Unless it's in a garden or at home. But I think that most people just inevitably, even if they try real hard to hold on, they get to a place where if you were to ask like a 79-year-old this question, right? Let's just say that person is like entering into the no sex time in their life.
Yeah.
And they're like, sex or sun? They'd be like, what the hell is sun?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I am hoping that's.
You mean the sex that I have every 4 months? Yeah, I can give that up.
Right.
But at this point in my life, I'm giving up the sun. Without doubt.
Are you okay if you were to know that, like, okay, 79, you're kind of not sexually active anymore?
Well, here's the thing. When you think about,
I think you've picked a good number there. It's kind of
when you think about
difficult.
yourself. This is the thing. Let's get deep. Let's talk about death for a moment, because a lot of people are like, man, when I start thinking about maybe not existing, like if you don't believe in an afterlife, I don't know what happens after life, and I don't think anybody does. If it's something else, great. If it's nothing else, there's no me present to have a problem with it, right? I've said this before. Other people have said it. I didn't care before I was born that I didn't exist, and I doubt I will care after I'm dead that I don't exist. There's only the me in the present that can project a care onto the future dead me and be like, have some existential dread about not existing. But once you're like, but there will be no me to have any existential dread, it just kind of dissipates. And so the idea of me being a 79-year-old man and no longer having sex, to the 47-year-old me that really likes to have sex and likes to have it pretty often, that seems like a travesty. But what if the 79-year-old me is like, I'm into other things like making birdhouses.
Mm-hmm. Don't put it down your pants.
And I'm not doing anything with it sexually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, it's just,
Right. So what you're saying is that my question, you have to put yourself in that age's mind frame. And who are we to say what our 79-year-old selves are really going to be predisposed to and against?
I assume.
Or capable of.
And again, I don't know. I assume that if you stay healthy, if you stay active, you can have an active sex life as an 80-year-old.
Yeah. Technological advances.
But there comes a time in which...
when you got to hang it up.
There's not a time to come. There comes a time in which there's not a time to come.
That was so wonderful, and I've stopped you twice. I'm just going to let you say it twice without me saying anything.
I'll just say it once.
Say it.
There comes a time in which there's not a time to come. And that's different for everybody. But when that time comes, and there's not a time to come for you, you probably won't care because other things have come into your life that you spend your time on.
That's our hope for you today, your Biscuiteer.
Yeah.
That when the time comes, when you don't have come time.
Not exactly what I said, but still great. Still great.
That something comes into your time that makes you keep coming.
Yeah.
Showing up.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
I wish that for you.
That's beautiful.
I wish that for me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. This has been fun. Sometimes you gotta know when to end it.
Is that right now?
Yep.
But you know what? I am going to make a little reminder for those of you who stuck around.
Oh, this is special.
The Mythical Kitchen, they're doing their first ever live stream event. We've done the Mythical Evening a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have their own live stream event. This is called Survive the Mythical Kitchen. We got Nicole, Trevor, V, and Lily.
Very fun format.
Cooking and fighting their way through essentially a gauntlet of challenges that Josh is laying out for them. Mm-hmm. And there is a prize. And two of your boys may show up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is all going down live on Thursday, April 3rd.
Yes.
And tickets are available now at mythicalkitchenlive.com.
Check it out. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be real fun.
All right. Thanks for your calls. Always ready to get your voicemail at 1-888-EARPOD1. We'll talk at you next week.
Hi. Hi, I'm Camille. I'm from Texas. I'm 26 years old. Had to get health insurance this year. What a crazy time. Anyways, I love you guys. I don't know what stopped me from watching Ear Biscuits all these years, but I'm so glad I'm going down the rabbit hole right now and watching all of them. Right now I'm watching Weirdest Things We've Been Recognized For. One of the recent ones as of February 16th, 2025. But I love you guys. I love your dogs. You should bring more of them. You should get more of them, honestly. But yeah, love you guys. Bye.